Jambo, fellow adventurers, I just took a picture of myself. This is not right. We're on our way to a spiritual tune-up. Okay, here we go. Small technical glitch there. But good morning. It is April 6, 2020. This continues our series of spiritual tune-ups, and today's topic is one that sets my soul on fire. It's one of the most exciting topics that I can even imagine, and I've become rather obsessed with it in the last 6 months. I think the only thing I'm more obsessed with is my 6-year-old daughter. Enlightenment. What is that stuff? Enlightenment. Is there really such a thing? Is it something accessible to all of us? Fasten your seatbelts. I know that there's this old spiritual adage that says, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. So what's the big deal? Is it just some aloof state of acceptance and allowance? No, my friends, it is the real deal. It is the reason God wanted to play in these sacred hallowed jungles of time and space as you. It certainly wasn't to get lost here and to not realize that we are of the divine, capable of all things, terrified of lions, tigers, bears, and coronaviruses, with all due respect. Those are pretty scary from the mortal perspective. But there is such a thing as spiritual enlightenment. Now, do you remember one of my first spiritual tune-ups a couple of weeks ago? It went like 15 minutes long, March 25th, 2020. I brought up the topic of Adam and Eve, and I put the metaphors from that story into an understanding of what it was originally intended to mean. That was our fall from grace, not sinister, not evil, not even unforeseen, but us forgetting, because we're so hypnotized by the magnificence of the illusions, us forgetting that we're creating them at the same time as we're experiencing them, to the degree that we would react to our creations, not knowing that they were our creations, and hence losing power. But to state that more succinctly, we never lost our power. We lost our awareness of our power. We were still powerful, but we just didn't know it. And so we believed that the lions, tigers, and bears were greater than us, that we had to contend with them, that God was testing us and then judging us. Let me do some paraphrasing from a few books, and I will later put the book title and name below, because I want to show you that this is not just Mike Dooley's wandering mind. Oh, it's so not. Seth, dictated by Jane Roberts. You can come awake from your normal waking state. Wake up from within the dream. Right now I'm dreaming, and so are you. You can wake up from this conscious waking dream. And that is the natural next step for consciousness to follow. And it gets way better than this. What we are able to do is to connect our little brain, our mortal physical brain, and all the energies it challenges from our higher channels, from our higher selves, to the mind of God. Now, of course, we can't handle the mind of God and little brain. It would just fry us and blow up the universe. So that's why we have this instrument to channel. You can know anything, anywhere, always, past, present, future, and realms beyond time and space, but not all at the same time if you're living your life inside of time. And so how do you find out what really happened during the era of Jesus Christ? You focus on that endpoint, and then you have this sliver of information where you can become one with all of the probabilities, what manifested, what was on the plane of manifestation, what was in higher realms believed to be on the plane. It's wild. And then you can say, okay, well, I want to go to the Pallades. Well, I don't even know the name of those planets. You can go, but you have to drop the Christ knowledge, just like you use your brain today. Anyway, that's the ideal here. And I found this book called The Hermetica, and it's an analysis by Timothy Freke and Peter Gandy. We must use the power of our little minds to reach out to God's big mind. The Hermetica ancient Egyptian philosophy places man at the very center of God's creation. The center, not an afterthought. Hermes declares that man is a marvel. With his mind, he may not only understand the universe, but even come to know God. He is not a mortal body which will live and die. He is an immortal soul, which through the experience of spiritual rebirth may become a God. Because we are God, pure God, but one mind, one entity, one ego can't contain all of God. So now there's so many. This is God's way of expanding in different ways that are not possible if you're simply everywhere, always at once, divine mind. Every book I've read, and common knowledge books, speaks to this being the golden age, the age of enlightenment, the age of God alive in man. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We are now living in a brand new 12,000 year Mayan calendar. Remember, the old one ended in 2012 and everybody thought the ending was the big deal. Who paid attention to the beginning? I don't know if it was, some of my numbers might be off a little bit there, but this is a time that our vibrations are rising. This is what I talk about in a lot of my works and my books, that those who resist right now, these raising vibrations, they're clinging. I want the good old days, the way it used to be, when it never really was that good, right? You know who I'm talking about, where I'm talking about, these political circles. It's like, let's do it again. They are resisting this new world order that is irresistible. You either rise with it or your resistance is going to create calamity and viruses and the like. Forcing a mandate. You got to reprioritize so that you can catch this train and ultimately awaken to God within at a conscious level. Oh, this is getting way better. Okay. So does that mean everybody this lifetime is going to be an ascended master like Jesus Christ, Buddha, Krishna, and probably, in my little mind, 100 or a couple thousand people since the dawn of time as we know it have become truly enlightened? Way more than chopping wood and carrying water. You can levitate that stuff. You can walk on that water. Jesus said, and I'm not a Bible thumper, the things I do, you will do greater. He didn't say you who go to church on Sunday. He didn't say you who embrace Christianity. There was no Christianity. And Buddha and Krishna and all of them are examples of what a human being, which is a spark of God, can do connected to the mind of God. Then your full brain is realized. Here's some characteristics. Imagine this for the rest of your life. Supremely calm and peaceful. Light-footed, walking on air. Ecstasy, always lingering in every moment of your consciousness. These are just mine. I wrote these down. Keen psychic abilities. Powerful intentions leading to spontaneous manifestations. Healing of others, animals, plants, structures. You want to fix your car? Boom. You want to fix the crack in the foundation of your house? Boom. Miracles abound. It gets better. You're aware of your multidimensional existences. Miracles, so-called, become commonplace. There is no death and decay. You will raise your vibration even higher than the planets and ascend, and then revisit, and then ascend. Meanwhile, there's a zillion other places to go. How do you get there? To wrap this up, there are an infinite number of ways to get there. True, deep joy, acceptance, and love in every minute will get you there. Deep, true love. Okay. Another way, meditation. Deep, profound meditation. Frequently, there's a common variety of it called Kriya Yoga. Okay, not Hatha Yoga and Downward Dog. That's a part of yoga. They can be put together, but Kriya Yoga is pure meditation. It's one of many forms of meditation that could take you there. And then, as I was sharing yesterday, there is deductive reasoning, contemplative thought, spoken of by Ramtha, spoken of by Richard Bach. As I've shared in these things, I have unlocked so many mysteries in my life at a divine spiritual level. Still got some unlocking to do. Through contemplative thought, deductive reasoning, created in the same kind of space as conventional still the mind yoga, but where I allow my mind and my wonder and my questions to lead me in and out of passageways, down hallways, to either truth in that sitting, or days, weeks, and months later, all of a sudden there's illumination on the thing that I had been working with earlier. Enlightenment is where we're headed. Whether it's this lifetime, my friends, or the next, or in 500 from now, it's where we're all headed. That's destiny. An option is to hurry it up and make it happen now. Can't do it with stress. Don't put it on your to-do list, but you can deliberately move towards conscious enlightenment now. There's lots of books about it. You have to read between the lines. I'll put some books down below. Also, I have a Infinite Possibilities membership that many of you already are a member of. Every Tuesday, I do a mini manifesting workshop, and for the last 3 months, not this one, but the 3 months prior to that, it was all about enlightenment. So if you're interested, that's a resource, tut.com, Infinite Possibilities membership. Love you. Thanks for letting me get carried away. Have an amazing week. Everything is here for you. You are absolutely adored, and your thoughts become things. It doesn't get any better than that. 10 minutes.